Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Greenland. And this movie came out in 2020, starring Gerard Butler. And honestly, I would say Gerard Butler was not bad in the movie, not incredible, but he wasn't really distracting when it came to his performance. And Scott Glenn was kind of enjoyable to watch, even though he only had like 5 minutes of screen time. Those two were definitely the best part of the movie. Honestly, I just feel as though anything outside of those two was just distracting and I couldn't get into this movie at all. And this movie is just a natural disaster movie, world ending type thing. And it was very reminiscent to 2012 from 2009 by Roland Emmerich. I was reminded of that movie quite a bit while watching this. And also, Don't Look Up from a few years ago. I think 2021 that came out. And I didn't like either of those movies. And the premise of the movie was basically a 2012, just a natural disaster type film. And you're always trying to escape from any harm coming your way. And the characters were pretty much like the characters in Don't Look Up. Very annoying. And I just couldn't get behind any of them because they were all just so annoying and stupid. And this movie, for the most part, plays out exactly how you would imagine it would play out. And there's no surprises, really. And I wasn't really impressed with how this movie was shot, except for like a couple parts that looked fine. But for the most part, there was just no sense of talent, really, that I could pick up when it came to the filmmaking. And the special effects were bad. I always felt like I was watching an effect. And it never once felt like it was a part of the environment. I always felt as though I was watching effects that belonged in a B movie. And I guess you could make the argument that this movie is not trying to be high art, but at the same time, it is very distracting in a movie like this that's pretty special effects heavy. And in terms of personal enjoyment for this movie, I got a few laughs in the first half of the movie because it was dumb, cheesy nonsense that didn't make any sense, and I was enjoying that stuff. Like, ironically, not me taking it seriously at face value and like, yeah, I'm really behind the characters and there are jokes constantly throughout the movie. This is a very serious movie. And sometimes it's just laughably bad at points. And then we get to the second half and it was so boring. I wanted it to end so badly. There's also lots of plot holes in this movie that just made absolutely no sense to me as to why it happened in the way that it did. I was never behind any of the characters. I never liked any of the characters. And the action scenes were also very goofy. And I couldn't take them seriously because they were just so absurd and just nonsensical to the point where I was like, what am I watching here? It feels like I'm watching a different movie all of a sudden. And I get it that something like this might happen if this were actually happening. But the way it was portrayed, I just don't agree with how it was portrayed at all. And there were a lot of pointless plot lines in this movie that just didn't go anywhere, and also scenes that I felt could have been cut out of the movie. I wish this movie was an hour and a half, but unfortunately that was not the case. Because this movie was really testing my patience after a certain point, and also for a movie that's 2 hours, it's surprisingly empty with not much happening. Once I got like halfway through the movie, I was like, with the amount that's happened in the movie, I feel like we should be done by now, but it just kept going with like not much happening at all. And I was like, I feel like the first act had finished by the end of the movie. They forgot to write a second and third act. The movie also tried to force emotions onto the audience at certain points. That was kind of annoying, but I'm kind of glad that it happened because those were some of the funnier parts of the movie for me. When that happened in the first half, I was laughing. In the second half of the movie, I was bored out of my mind and just infuriated by. And I was just infuriated just waiting for it to end, like I've said multiple times already. And I honestly don't have much else to say about this movie. It was way too long. I didn't care about anything. And if you just want a natural disaster movie, then I can see you enjoying this movie, but I just got nothing out of it. And if you just want an action movie, like that's all you need, an action movie, there's much better ones, honestly. So skip this one would be my recommendation. And With all that being said, I'm going to give Greenland a 2 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below you thought of Greenland, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and that is going to be for 99 Homes. So look forward to that, but until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.